train is chugging a train, chugging a train, it's chugging a train. This goes the train is chugging a train, chugging to glory land. Get on board, this goes the train. Yes, you can, yes, you can. Yeah, Chesley, this is not a real train we're talking about. The imagination, that's our imagination. We think about being on a train going to heaven. We're so thankful for the privilege to be here this Sunday afternoon. I get out of that trunk and I get to tell the story of that Jesus. That's right. You get to tell a story about Jesus. That's always a privilege and opportunity. Everyone needs to hear that. Jesus, that's right. Everyone needs to hear about Jesus. He is the way, the truth, and the life. And Chelsea, our story today, this is a good one. A true friend. A true friend. You know, it's wonderful to have a true friend. Just admit it now. A true good friend. Oh, a true good friend. There are some people that will be a friend, but they're not really a good friend. You know, they do wrong things and want to get into trouble, and you don't want to do it. That's right. We don't want to do that, but we're thankful for Jesus. He's our good, true friend, and he needs true friends like us. Like us, Chesley. And I know that you are a ventriloquist figure. You're the Lord's need. That's right. But we work together to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, and so that's what we're going to do today. And this story is entitled "The True Friend." A True Friend is from Luke chapter 10, verses 25 through 37. The Bible tells us a lawyer came to Jesus and he tested him. He's going to give him the test. Yes, he tested him and he said, "Teacher," he called him. He said, "Teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life?" And he said to him, "What is written in the law? How do you read?" He answered, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength, and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself." And he said, "Well, you've answered this correctly. Go and do that, and you will live." But he wanted to justify himself, and he wanted to keep on doing just what he was doing and not obey. I think that's maybe it. He didn't want to obey. He wanted to do what he's already doing. And Jesus said, he said, he's telling me what he needed to do. He said, "You've answered correctly." And he said, "Well, but this," he said, it said to Jesus, "Well, who is my neighbor?" Who is he neighbor? He didn't need to know. Well, Chesley, here's what Jesus had to begin to talk to him, explain things to him. He wanted to justify himself because I think he wasn't being a good, I think maybe he wasn't being a good neighbor. He wanted to choose just his friend. He just wanted to keep doing what he was doing. You got to do what God said. We got to do what God said, what his word declares. And Jesus is our great example. He is the example. That's it, Chesley. We have God's word, but we have Jesus walked on this earth as a man. He walked here. He knew what it was. He knew it was to be mean to him. He knew, yes, when they were mean to him, they even killed him, but he didn't stay dead. And I know he didn't stay dead. Chesley, back to our story. He said, Jesus, well, I'll tell you about this. He said, it was really dangerous. The thing was, it's very dangerous to travel from Jerusalem to Jericho. Jericho was known as the city of palms. It had palm trees. I believe it had lots of these pretty palm trees. Jesus answered, and this man said, "Well, who's my neighbor?" And Jesus said to him, "Well, a man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and he fell among thieves. They stripped him of his clothing, wounded him, and departed, leaving him half dead." Oh, it's just terrible. It's a horrible thing. He said, and it was by chance, he said a priest came down the road, and he's going to help him. But Chesley, he didn't help him. The Bible said he saw him, and he passed by on the other side. That's not the way you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do like Jesus. That's right. Do like Jesus. He would have helped him. Then Jesus said, here came a Levite by, and then who's one of them? Well, he worked in the church. He was a worker there, and he had a good place in the church where he was to minister. He was to do good. He was a helper there for the priest. Well, when he came to that place, he came just like the priest did. He looked at him, and he passed over on the other side. He didn't even help him, and then his hand did. That's right, Chesley. He's very, very seriously wounded through no fault of his own. It was a very, very dangerous road to travel, and they knew there was thieves and robbers along the way. Well, then he shouldn't have done it. It was sometimes, Chesley, people had to make the trip. They just needed to. Well, here came a man by. He was a Samaritan. He wasn't what was called a full-blood Jew. And so the Jews didn't like these Samaritans, and they treated him rough and hard. They did. But you know what? This Samaritan, he was a giver. When he came by, he saw this Samaritan there, when he came by and he saw this man laying there, he came to Jew. Well, instead, he could have just said, "I'll just leave you there. Just leave you there. You're injured." But he didn't. You know what and what did he do? Well, Chesley, what he did, he reached down, he said, "I've got to bind up his wound." And something, there could be a robber around the way after him. But he saw somebody in need here, and this Samaritan said, I don't care if he's a Jew, I don't care what, he's a man in need. And if this was me, do unto others as you would have him do unto you. That's right, Chesley. Do unto others as you would have him do it to you. He thought, if this was me in this sin, and I tell you, I would want some help too. I want a nice person taking care of me. So he took care of him. He took care of his wounds. He did the best he could. He poured in what they used, oil and wine, was the best he could do. He set him on his own donkey and brought him to what we'd call like a motel or a hotel. He brought him there, and he took care of him there. And he didn't have to. He could have just said, here's this man, I'm paying for his room. He could have walked off and done nothing. But I really believe he took care of him all night long. And the Bible said, and he let him ride on his own donkey. That's what he walked himself. It was just something. He was such a good man. He did the right thing. And this good Samaritan, then he kept on giving. He didn't just stop there. What did he do? Well, Chesley, the next day when he got ready to leave, maybe he was a businessman, had to be on business, but he took out some money and he gave it to the man that owned that motel. And he said to him, you take care of him and I will repay you whatever else you spend when I return. I'll be coming back this way, but you take good care of him. Oh, and Jesus said then to this man, this man that was the lawyer that was trying to trap him, Jesus said to him, now which one of these three do you think was a neighbor to that man that fell among the thieves? Oh, and he didn't even want to answer it because when he found it was a Samaritan, he didn't even want to say the name Samaritan. And he wouldn't even say it. In fact, he said, well, the one that showed him mercy. And Jesus said, that's right. And now go and do likewise. Oh, man, he got him. He got him. He told him, you need to be like him. Be like him. You need to be that good Samaritan. It doesn't matter about them. Doesn't matter where they're from, what country they're from. It doesn't matter. He said, I love everybody. And you're supposed to be like Jesus. He loves everybody, everywhere. And just, now he doesn't love sin, and he loves people, and he wants to help them get rid of sin out in their life. And he wants them to be like him. Oh, and he said, you go and do like that. And go and do like that man did. This Samaritan did, the good Samaritan. He did what Jesus would have done. Chesley, I tell you what, he said, he looked at this man that was trying to get out of it, this lawyer, and he said to him, you go and do likewise. You do what that man did. Oh, he didn't like that at all because he didn't love, and he didn't love. He didn't care. But you know what? He wants us to be like Jesus. He's our good example. He's always was reaching out to others. It didn't matter what he just healed and he helped them. He healed, he helped, he fed people. He raised the dead. He healed people. It was just amazing what he did. And it didn't matter. It didn't matter what country they were from. It didn't matter at all. He loved everybody. And of the three of these, which one was the neighbor who fell among the thieves? He wouldn't even say the word Samaritan. Well, the man that helped him. Go and do likewise. No excuses. No excuses. Just do like Jesus. Be a true friend. Do the right thing. Chesley, I'm so glad we have all of these examples in the Bible, all of these stories we have to show us how we're supposed to live. That is from Luke chapter 10, verses 25 through 37. Now, Chesley, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put you to bed and back. No, I'm not going to. You know what I'm going to sing? Well, you've already done a song, Chesley, so you're going to bed, and I'm going to go ahead and get this uploaded to YouTube, Rumble, and X, so that others can see it around wherever. It'll be right here on Facebook, but right now I'm putting you back to bed, and I'm not even sleepy. But Chesley, I know you're not. Did you see my Royal Ranger outfit? Chesley, you're stalling. Yes, we see your Royal Ranger outfit. You wear it every week. You are a Royal Ranger. We've already talked about that. You're an honorary Royal Ranger. And did you see my needles? I know you didn't earn them, Chesley, because you're an honorary Royal Ranger. That Kai gave me his. Kai gave you some of his. Yes, he lives in Texas, and he sent some of these up for you. And so we're just going to put you to bed now because you're going to be stopped stalling, okay? I guessed it. So we'll see you all next week, Lord willing. You have a good rest of the afternoon. God bless you, and you remember to be like Jesus. He was good and kind. Toodie.